Basin Reserve hosting the first test match between Australia and New Zealand. Fantastic occasion, sellout crowd. All the expectation that comes between these two countries when they are at battle. And of course, a little note too that it's Brendon McCullum's 100th test match. He's played day one back in 2004, hasn't missed a beat, not a minute of New Zealand cricket until today. Fantastic achievement. This is the side that New Zealand have picked. They've lost the toss, so they're batting first. Guptill, Latham, Williamson, Nichols on debut. McCullum, Anderson, Watling, Bracewell, Mark Craig back into the side. Injury to Mitchell Santner, Tim Southey and Trent Bolton for Australia. Solid top six with Burns, Warner, Kawaja, Smith, Voges and Marsh, the all-rounder. Peter Neville, the wicket-keeper batsman, and then the pace attack of Siddle, Hazelwood and Jackson Bird, and the quality spin of Nathan Lyon. Australia then to bowl first. Let's head upstairs to the commentary box waiting for us here. Mark Richardson, Alan Border and Grant Nisbet.
Right, we're set to go. First ball of the day, Josh Hazlewood to Tim Guptill. And just a little bit of movement. Well played by Tom Latham, and it's sizzled away to the boundary. Some real timing in that shot, and this is a good start.
That's your first job as an opening batsman, especially left-handed opening batsman. When the right armour gets too straight, you pick them off. You don't have to hit them for four. One or two will do early stages, but you must make sure you cash in when the bowler gets too straight. And hitting it for four, well, that's just a bonus.
That's quality shot. Gee, that's good timing early on in your innings, just to push it to the onside with such power.
End of the first over of the test match then, and New Zealand 7 without loss. Bit short, and Guptill has cashed in, and the second boundary.
That's a very good shot, just slightly short of a length, and Guptill quickly onto the back foot and just thumps it away on the onside. That's good. Mistake from the bowler, and makes him pay.
All the time in the world to play it too. Got into a good position and then waited and then just flicked it away, dispatched it.
Big gap in the covers. And they'll go back for a couple of runs.
Always good value for you opening batsmen against the new ball. You hit the ball. There's a lot of catches, isn't there, behind the wicket. So if you hit the ball in front of the stumps, you're generally getting your ones and twos, your odd boundary.
Well, you're trying to let as much go against the new ball as you can. Every time you hit it, therefore, you need to know that there's a chance of a run, at least.
They've gone up. And the umpire says no. And the batsman is unmoved. So they're going to review it.
Can you rock and roll it, please? Yep.
Snicko doesn't look good, does it?
You're on screen now. Earlier, you there's a good spike on RTS. You'll have to change your decision. You're on screen now, yeah.
So there it is. First dismissal of the match. And Latham has gone for 6. And New Zealand 17 for 1.
A lot of enthusiasm on this by all the fieldsmen. You know, I think it's just brushed across the face, and maybe that's why there wasn't a great hot spot on it, but a good Snicko indication. Latham gone for 6, 17 for 1.
The early dismissal of Tom Latham brings in Kane Williamson, who was in such wonderful form in Australia in the previous series. He has got it away pretty fine. He might even beat the man down there. Good scrambling attempt, but possibly just a little bit too wide, and Guptill takes the boundary.
Ah, there you go. That's your trade-off.
pleasant shot to get underway, and it should go to the boundary.
Well, one of the reasons why he hasn't been caught behind for some time is because he seldomly overhits at the ball. So when he does get a half volley, his execution is top-notch. Very efficient player, you could describe Williamson as. Really good position, head nice and forward over the top of the ball and just nudges it and relies on the timing.
Another no ball. So for the second time, overstepping by Bird. Is this a problem he normally has?
Don't think so. I mean, they work pretty diligently in the nets. They get castigated a lot about, you know, bowling no balls in the nets. Something Darren Lehmann's pretty strict on. It's been costly at times, the Australians. I think it was in the recent series where there was 2 or 3 wickets taken on no balls. So it can bite you.
Beautifully played, Kane Williamson. That's on its way to the fence as well. The second consecutive boundary.
Yeah, glorious shot. Just slightly over pitch from Jackson Bird. Basically taken off middle and off stumps, but just with the angle, that's just beautifully played.
Been efficient, the New Zealanders. First up this morning when it comes to their attacking shots. They haven't missed out on too many opportunities.
Well, that's straight. That's even better.
Probably the shot of the morning. Again, over pitch, and this time Kane Williamson. Beautiful swing of the bat just through the line of the ball. Talk about not overplaying your shots and just using the timing and the placement perfect.
Edge taken. And the second wicket falls. Now Australia start to make the inroads.
Yeah, good work by the Australians. In the last couple of overs, they've been a little bit wayward. They wouldn't be too happy with the start, but all of a sudden, you've got New Zealand 2 for 38. This is a good edge, and it's a good catch from Stephen Smith, the skipper. Head height, straight into the buckets. And Hazlewood again getting it in the right areas and getting dividends.
Yeah, Guptill has been very positive that he's dismissed for 18. New Zealand now 38 for 2.
So a good start by Australia in this first Test match. Lost the toss. New Zealand got sent in. Steve Smith winning and leaking the bowl. Josh Hazlewood. Beautiful start for him. 2 for 13 into his 4th over. Guptill and Latham back in the change room. Away. Henry Nicholls on debut, gets a nice little one off the hip, and that will settle the nerves.
Yeah, well, confident young player, but this is a whole new environment for him.
Pete Siddle in the attack for the first time this morning. Straight down the ground, a little bit over pitch from Siddle. Williamson loves it there.
He's looking good, isn't he? 16 and 4 boundaries, and every one of them has been a quality stroke, and this is as good as you'll see. We've been treated already, so some great cricket action. That is just glorious. Absolutely magnificent. One of the hardest shots to play in the book. Genuine half volley, but you've still got to maintain your balance, your composure. It's the first morning of a Test match, and he's hit 4 boundaries.
He's a wonderful player, Smithy. 1300s for him. Oh, I can't believe that. He's a guy that a lot of Australians have seen a lot of and are very impressed as well. Great technique. Averages 87 at the basin. Kane Williamson. Inside edge! Taken! Beautiful catch. Can you believe it? Australia pick up a massive wicket.
Well, one great catch to get rid of a great player. Quality cricket from Australia. Siddle, get a feeling he'll bowl well on the surface. He'll find the right length, and he's found it straight away. Just short of a length. And that's a mistake from Williamson, pushing away from his body, just singing his praises. And he will be cross with himself because he has made a blunder there, exposed the inside edge. And Peter Neville gets his second, and one that he'll remember for a long time. An absolute screamer. Williamson goes for 16. It's now 44 for 3 into Brendan McCullum. 40 minutes into this test match, his side's on the ropes. And Brendan McCullum, averaging 38.48, begins the fight back.
What a start for Pete Siddle. His first over. Picked up the big wicket of Kane Williamson. Here he is to McCullum in his 100th test. Good start from Siddle.
Well, Williamson, he's played beautifully, played some nice drives, but Siddle was able to get the ball in the perfect length. And any movement is committing a player. May have come back slightly off the seam, but Williamson will be disappointed. The back got too wide and the front leg stayed too straight, exposing the inside edge. This is a great catch. Blinded. Brilliant bit of work by the keeper. You've got to back up the bowlers with your fielding when you get an opportunity. All catches have been taken behind the wicket this morning.
It's a hell of a catch for a number of reasons. Because, there's Brendan warming up. I just, first of all, the weight. Your weight, you're really keeping for the outside edge. So your weight is going to the right in that situation. So you've got to go against your weight. He actually catches this behind his body. The ball is actually behind his body. So he's diving and he's going backwards as well. You can see clearly behind his body. It is an unbelievably good catch. The fact that it's Williamson makes it even better. But that's one that'll go in his book of the very best, and should do, on merit.
Well, there's a shout he's given him. Was it a little inside edge? McCullum, he's walking straight off. And Hazelwood gets another one.
Hazelwood, Siddle, they're going to bowl well on this, and New Zealand are now under real pressure. No review from Brendan McCullum. He got a decent chunk of the inside edge on this one. He didn't hang around. And so this great moment is going to end on a pretty poor note. Watch the inside edge of the bat, straight onto the pad, balloons away. Quite comfortably caught too. So McCullum goes. It's not the fairy tale today for Brendan. And New Zealand are 47 for 4.
But in the last 10 to 15 minutes, they've picked up 3 quick wickets. That brings Corey Anderson to the crease. We didn't see him in Australia. 12 matches for him. One thing with this pitch, boys, it's the carry. We saw the inside edge there through to Pete Neville. Kane Williamson went through about waist height. This one here, a little inside edge, bang, onto the pad. And just dollies to David Warner. A third slip.
Brendan McCullum at times has been out in this mode. Inside edge onto his pad. Hazelwood's delighted. They know how important the wicket is. McCullum, 100 test matches. Walks off with a 0 beside his name.
That's taken an easy one, and Siddle in the right area picks up his second.
Oh, calamity for New Zealand. 5 wickets in the first 56 minutes of the test match. All in very similar fashion. Henry Nicholls on debut, pushing away from the body again. Nervous tension out there, and Australia have just capitalised on it. Professional bowling performance, professional catching performance. Nicholls goes for 8 on debut, 51 for 5. Australia will now enjoy a really cool drink.
Mr. Rescue, he's done it on so many occasions. He's a good fighter, BJ Watling.
Yeah, I like this young bloke, BJ Watling, and he's out there as a result of this. Ball just more angle than seam going across the left-hander.
Once again, what's he doing defending that? Why? It's so wide.
Change on the field here. Australia now have a man back at deep square leg. Now, Alan, we've got an old mate of yours lined up. There he is, Fred Goodall.
Very Goodall, yes. Saw the finger of doom quite a few times from Mr. Goodall there. Always seemed to find Richard Hadley's end. How did that work? He was hard enough for the best of times.
I don't think it was he put himself there. I think Sir Richard placed him there.
Oh, that's got away from Neville. Pretty tough for the keeper. And 4 by a signal. No keeper likes that, but you can hardly blame him. End of the over, 55 for 5. Good looking shot from Watling. He's got a little bit of width, and he's put it away to the boundary.
Yes, he climbed into this. BJ Watling. A little wide of the off stump, but well played. Committed to the shot. And picked the gap nicely.
Yeah, they've watched. They've had a very quick lesson on what to do on this pitch, and to watch and to leave and to be respectful for the bowlers, because those opportunities will come if you're out there. Terrific shot.
Yeah, really good shot down the ground. We've seen a fair bit of that in this first session, the over-pitch delivery and the full face of the bat. And that's the key to batting on this pitch here in Wellington. You've got to make sure you commit to the shot. Don't be half-hard. If you're going to let it go properly. And if you're going to play your shots, do that full face.
Tossed it up outside the off stump, and Watling doesn't often miss out, and that's a nice shot to get the session underway.
Yeah, that was a long half volley, that one. But the mindset's good, isn't it? You're in that mindset where you're still going to, if you get the right delivery, play your shots, but be very watchful of all the other stuff on and around off when you're off stump. But that's a half volley that deserved to be hit there.
What a good delivery that is. And BJ Watling felt compelled to play it, and he's gone.
Certainly looked like an excellent delivery from Hazlewood, using his height well. And previous delivery just a bit too full on that occasion. That did pitch and leave Watling. That's a great delivery. Not much you can do about that as a batsman. Just the thinnest of edge, and well taken by Neville as the keeper. So Watling goes, he's made 17. The score now 6 for 88.
And so Bracewell now comes out to join Anderson, and Doug Bracewell batting at number 8 can be handy. So have a look at his figures. Well, it's an average that can be improved on. High score of 47, so he can handle a bat all right. He hasn't timed that terribly well, but it's probably going to make it all the way. In fact, it is. He's a big, powerful man, Corey Anderson. Didn't seem to put a lot into that.
It didn't look like it was right out of the middle of the bat, and if anything, towards the bottom. It raced away.
He's a strong man. Siddle's gone around the wicket because the previous over, Anderson was leaving balls that were pitching just on outside off stump.
Hazlewood and Smith have actually pushed a man again out to deep backward square leg. He's gone offside instead, dropped it short, and Bracewell's cracked it away square on the offside.
Yes, dragged down there from Hazlewood and got what it deserved. Not going to miss out on those. Bracewell, short and wide. And, well, over the top of the man at point, but comfortably played.
Edge and taken. Well taken too at first slip. And another one falls. This time it's Bracewell.
Yeah, short and wide of the off stump and flashing at that. We're going to check the front foot of Peter Siddle. The Aussies have had a bad habit of overstepping at that critical time. I think that one's just okay. Never quite sure why the bowlers need to push up that far, but on that occasion he's okay, so the dismissal will stand. A little bit short, a little bit wide, bit of extra bounce maybe, and flashing outside that off stump. Adam Voges takes a good catch at first slip, so Bracewell goes. He's made 5, the score 7 for 97.
97 for 7. New Zealand losing a couple since lunch. Watling and Bracewell. Now it's Craig facing Siddle.
This bloke's no mug. Good average over just the 14 matches, but times I've seen him play, like he's more on the aggressive side. And the reason he's out there, that was just a tad loose from Dougie Bracewell, but a little bit extra bounce there from Siddle, and brought the edge and a good catch.
He's got it away, not particularly convincing. This might just about make it, and it'll be a good scrap. Have to have a look at that, no doubt. Meantime, the batsmen have got 3. They've run 3, and they will check this.
Just got a sneaky suspicion that Nathan Lyon, who was a chase his feet, are they in the air or are they touching the rope? Just there, the ball still in the hand, was it? I think that's 4.
Oh, it hasn't come off the bail.
Goodness me. Can you believe it? That's healthy noise. You can have a go at him for picking the ball up here, Rick, but let's first of all work out how he's not out.
The heavy bails in Wellington.
Well, this happened quite a few times, at least 2 times earlier on in the summer, where the ball hit the stumps and the bails didn't come off. That is fair clobbered them on an angle that you would expect the bails to come off at. It's coming down off the elbow, right into an area where it should move them.
But down there checking the bails at least.
Well, I think we came up with the answer. It happened a couple of times in the Sri Lankan series, and the answer was that the grooves are deep that the bails sit in.
Well, I just thought here in Wellington, with the breeze is about 120 kilometres an hour, they must have heavy bails. Oh, it's gone up and down. It's through. That's a good shot. Just opened the face of it and timed it beautifully. Nice from Anderson.
Yeah, it's good outfield this. You get good value for your shots. You hit a gap, you're likely to get it right through. New Zealand have hit a number of boundaries in this pretty small effort so far because of that fact. And this is good. He sits on the crease, bit of a forward press, and then he goes back when he sees the length of the delivery. And Nathan Lyon cannot run it down.
Too fine. It'll be testing and he'll pick up a boundary, so that's handy.
The gold at the moment for New Zealand as they eke their way towards some sort of respectable total. But this is good, and they're digging deeper.
That's picked up beautifully. Very strong on the leg side, Corey Anderson, and gets his reward.
And Jackson Bird continues to leak boundaries, which won't be impressing Steve Smith at all. Has gone over the 50 mark in a low-scoring affair. Half volley, directed at middle and off, but really it was just beautifully positioned for Anderson's weight to go through the shot. He sat on it, he didn't overhit it, and that big bat.
Using his feet, and he's gone over the top, Anderson.
Come on.
And he's bludgeoned it away down through long on for 4.
Excellent shot. Really good use of the feet. Knows there's not a lot of turn there for Nathan Lyon, and backs himself to get the ball aerial and over the infield. Doesn't try and overplay the shot, just make sure he gets it up and over.
Goes again and is out. Caught down at mid-off, and Anderson is gone.
Well, that's a bit of a brain fade. He got away with the previous delivery and played it very well. That occasion, he wasn't really committed to the shot. Went down the pitch and just flicked it. There was nothing in that, and straight to Khawaja at mid-off. And Lyon strikes. And the end of a very good innings comes to an end. Anderson is out for 38. The score now 8 for 137.
Tim Southee coming out to bat. And after the demise of Corey Anderson, and immediate success too for Nathan Lyon. So it's a right-hander coming in. Tim Southee, of course, back in the New Zealand team after a fairly lengthy injury break. Those are the stats. We all know that he's keen on hitting the ball hard and often. So as a result, Australia have put a couple of blokes out on the boundary on the leg side.
Get it. That's strange by Corey Anderson, closing in on 2.5 hours batting, and he worked so hard against the pace. Sort of a nothing shot. He wasn't trying to go over the top. Whether or not he misjudged the length, but he's just spooned it to Khawaja. Bowling. After what had been a very good fighting innings to date. Strange.
There he is, he's launched into it, he's going to be out, and he is out. Well, that question has been answered very quickly, and Southee lasted 3 deliveries.
Yeah, that's a very soft dismissal, that, from Tim Southee. He's a better player than this, and he's got a guy at the other end who's played really well. And look, there's just nothing to be gained from that, and he finds himself, he's going back to the change room. Hasn't bothered the scorer. 9 for 137.
Dismal New Zealand batting performance with Trent Boult, the last man out there, at 137 for 9.
Boult.
Well, he can defend well and maybe try and get the strike to his mate at the other end, Mark Craig, who can strike the ball well.
Tim Southee, first opportunity, it was full. He tried to go over mid-off. Bit of curve from Lyon with the off-spin, took the outside edge. Moving, boys. Just compounds the frustration. Long on's back, mid-off was up.
Bang. He's got this one straighter. And that's a beauty. That's the first 6 of the day.
That's a good shot from number 11, that. Using the breeze. Good footwork. It was in the slot and just straight through the line. And has it been taken? No. Barry Crocker.
Lovely shot, Craig. And that's an elegant shot through the offside for 4.
This is a shot of a pure batsman. Brian Lara would be happy with that. That is a really good swing of the bat. Probably check swing, but just got it in the gap and good power. Excellent.
150 up. It's at 51 for 5. Looked a bit of a forlorn hope. It's this one straight. Just as good, if not better.
Well, that's just outstanding, that. Full pitch from Peter Siddle, trying to keep the ball up to the bat. But not a half volley. Really, it's just to hit the ball on the top of the bounce and straight down the ground. That's just classic. Back-to-back boundaries, two very, very good shots.
Had a decent point at this on the leg side. And it may get pulled back. There again, it may not. 16 off the over. 165 for 9.
Around Big Ben. Into the deep and over the top and into the crowd. That's what they've come to see. They've packed it on the hill, and it looks like they've taken their first catch as well.
He wants a piece of the spin bowlers, doesn't he? Drop the knee at the end for a little bit of extra style. And that one right out of the middle. Let's have a look at this. Oh, tell you what, that's a really good effort by both of them. I don't know who can claim that catch.
Goes again. I reckon he's got enough on it. It is. It's a repeat. And not too far away from the first 6 in that direction.
Uncanny this, how close to the first 6 this one's landed. It's incredible. It's 2 metres in front of the same 2 blokes that caught the first one. He has got this shot nailed. Magnificent. Brilliant. Oh, he's put it down. Put everything down.
Those are concrete steps out there too.
Gone again mid-on, is coming around, it should be taken, and it could be out. Quick work that from Usman Khawaja. That was very classy work on the boundary. Taking it, falling back over, throwing it back on, and then picks it up beautifully.
He was a long way in, and then he realised he'd got very, very close to it. Quite a late, controlled effort to throw it up. Did it very well as well.
So the Aussies dismissing New Zealand for 183 after winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Josh Hazlewood with pick of the bowlers for the Aussies, picked up 4. Good bowling from Peter Siddle as well. The batting side of things, well, Corey Anderson's 38 and also Craig's 41, and Trent Boult at the bottom then at 24. Gave a little bit of sting in the tail for New Zealand.
So New Zealand find themselves in the field very quickly. And first up, it'll be Tim Southee. And he'll be bowling to Joe Burns.
You never see David Warner take the first ball. It must be some sort of superstition. He's got deals with his opening partners that they always seem to take the first ball.
There's a touch there, a little touch of something. Richard Kettleborough says no, 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 no. Brendan McCullum might say different. Yeah, he has.
Okay, thank you. Yep, we have a referee for a caught behind. We'll start with the front foot, please.
Body language here. What is Joe Burns? What is he sort of signifying?
Front foot's fine. We'll move on to front on.
No problem with the front foot.
Fair delivery.
Ball was drifting down the leg side. No swing. Joe Burns. Not sure whether there's any glove or did it catch his jumper.
Leg side hotspot.
New Zealand very confident with that appeal, and even the referral, there wasn't a lot of discussion. And I think it's just caught the glove there, Joe Burns. So that is a very good referral from Brendan McCullum.
On the glove, there is a mark on hotspot. I think you'll have to change your decision. You're on screen now.
So off he goes. caught down the leg side in the very first over. And Australia lose Burns without scoring, and the total is 0. Bowlers having a lot of fun at the Basin Reserve on this, the first day. Usman Khawaja, who's had a very, very good summer for Australia, coming out to bat at number 3. We're still in the first over here. Good carry from Southey through to the keeper. Oh, he went after it and he's caught behind. Warner plays a poor shot and pays for it. 5 for 2.
Yes, that was loose from David Warner. He knows it. He's very disappointed with his shot selection there. It wasn't that wide of the off stump, not that short, and just flying away outside the off stump. Just a little bit of extra bounce. And the faintest of edges, no problems for BJ Watling. Accepts the chance. Southey strikes again. Australia 2 for 5.
Australian captain Steve Smith joins the party. Tim Southey, 2 wickets, no runs.
Well, it's certainly not a batsman's party. Not tonight anyway. The bowlers celebrating regardless of what happens from here on in. But this is a record that some say makes him the #1 player in the world. In fact, the Test rankings do say that. Knocking on the door of 58, which is quite incredible. And David Warner, yeah, you won't be flash about that. He does play in that kind of vein, but even by his standards, it's exceedingly loose. No foot movement, just a wave really, and very cross with himself. And I don't know, AB. It doesn't look as if it's a minefield, but the scores say it is. I don't get it.
I just think there's a little bit extra bounce that we haven't seen for a while. A lot of the players in particular have come off good flat, slower tracks in the one day. But you can see the frustration there from David Warner. He knows that was a huge mental error.
Good looking shot from Khawaja. Beautifully done. Elegant as always. And it fair sailed to the boundary.
And then he chases that one, but this time he gets it through. Pretty well timed from Stephen Smith. And a boundary. And it's his first one.
He got the width, didn't he? Still played it late. And that's why he played it square. Not a half volley, not a genuine half volley, but look at the movement into the ball. Everything going through the shot.
That's nice. We've seen a lot of that today. And that is one of the better ones. 8 off the over, 27 for 2. Gets it. And gets it in the middle of the bat, Usman Khawaja. Just fractionally short, but he rolled the wrists on it beautifully.
Well, in about the last 4 or 5 deliveries out there, I think these two have shown what batsmen will be capable of doing, and the sort of cricket, batting-wise, that we can look forward to if someone gets in on this pitch as it gets better and better.
Well, he gets away with that, Khawaja. I don't think he meant it to be that fine. But it was just short enough for him to get something on it. Bit of a one-day shot, and you'd expect that coming out of the one-day cricket and 2020 cricket.
Probably not a great option with 3 slips in a gully, as long as you hit it down.
He was fully in control, wasn't he?
I think confidence in the last 6 to 8 months has been a big factor for him. And I think now he's really hungry and he wants to stay in this Australian side. Gets away with that too. 3rd boundary for the over for Usman Khawaja. And Australia 39 for 2. That is a beautiful shot from Stephen Smith. Another well-timed boundary for the skipper.
5 boundaries in just over 2 overs now for Australia. And this is just played with ease. No point in place. Just let it come on. Look at the timing. High elbow, which just creates that rebound effect. Ominous signs for New Zealand now.
Using the pace too. It's gone behind point and just rocketed away.
Edge and dropped, missed. And the worst thing about it, they've got a boundary for it as well. It was beautifully bowled from Bracewell. It was pitched up, it was swinging away. It lured Stephen Smith into the shot, and they've missed him.
Oh, you don't want to miss guys like this. You miss a world-class player, the likes of Smith, can make the difference between a big 100 and out in the 20s.
Beautifully timed again. Well, this over's had everything. The drop catches, playing missed, and it's had a couple of boundaries as well. And maybe another sore knee.
Placement unbelievably good there. Another boundary for Steve Smith.
Oh, he's making it look easy. I think Timmy just sliding into middle leg there, or middle stump, and just clipping that through mid-wicket. Obviously a strength of Stephen Smith, and Bolty wasn't able to stop it there at mid-wicket.
It's fine enough for 4. There were cries of catch it initially because they didn't think he got it that well, but pretty well controlled.
Yeah, there are 2 men in the deep waiting for a mistime hook shot. On this occasion, Stephen Smith was able to just help it on it away, get it a lot finer than the man on the fence. Still went in the air for a long time, but quite safe.
It starts with a wide one and it'll go to the fence. Not the ideal start, but that'll bring up the 50 for the Australian skipper.
Excellent 50 for Steve Smith. Aside from that dropped opportunity, he has been very patient, and his scoring rate has just accelerated. 65 deliveries, but early on he left. Now the trademark Steve Smith's playing, working off his hip. Pull shots come out.
Missed him. I think it was an inside edge as well, but it was a long way down the wicket. Usman Khawaja, it was a terrible shot. He went down the wicket early. Mark Craig just fired it in a little bit, but it was a little inside edge that saved him.
It was beautifully bowled, 87 Ks, and a little bit of drift in the air, and it dipped, so it means it's coming out well. Khawaja was no way near it, inside edge. It just saved and went over leg stump. BJ Watling had no chance. Mark Craig hung his head. When it's not going your way, it's not going your way. And Khawaja, when it's going yours, these wee things happen.
It's a missed opportunity and it brings a boundary, as it so many times it does.
That brings up the 100 run.
Yeah, I don't really think you can call it a chance, can you, the one before, because once he edged it, he had no chance, BJ Watling behind the stumps. And it just rubs salt into the wound. Now they're looking to restrict if they can.
Beautifully put away from Stephen Smith. Got inside the line, and it's even cleared the rope. It went so quickly, it was hard to pick up.
Yeah, and the great hands of Steve Smith. They can be outside his body, but what it allows him to do is just get underneath anything short. Look how straight those arms were when he contacted the ball. It's a big boundary out there, and it's flowing it all the way.
Short from Bolt, and Khawaja just pivots beautifully and helps himself to 4 runs.
This is a shot he plays so well, Usman Khawaja. Just short of length and just beautifully played, just pivots onto the back foot and just swings the ball away well controlled along the ground the whole way.
Here he comes. Oh, he's caught and bowled, I think. Yes, he is. He's hit it straight back. And Craig has snared the wicket of Steve Smith, who's not convinced. I think he wants the umpire to have a look upstairs.
So let's just have a look and see if we can confirm this. Is it a bump ball? No. He's hit that on the up, so that's not a problem. And does it carry back? Yes, that's legitimate for me. In fact, it's a very, very good piece of bowling and a really good piece of catching as well. And he has deserved that breakthrough, Mark Craig. They got him in Australia, but he's having a bit more fun today at the Basin, and Steve Smith is now on his way back to the pavilion. He's gone for 71. It's 131 for 3.
A wicket at last for New Zealand, so Adam Voges comes in after a 126-run partnership. And Mark Craig deserved the wicket.
Have a look at that record. How would you like to kick off your first 14 Test matches averaging 85? You're late on in your life. Been around a long time, but man, 85.67 after 14 tests. Kidding me.
Oh, he just got it wide. That average nearly came down in a hurry.
Lovely shape, Pidgey.
Been very impressed with Craig. He's really stuck to his guns. He's getting that little bit of drift across the right-handers. The old one's straightening. He's done a very good job.
Oh, full toss. And so finally, Khawaja does bring up his 50 off the last ball of the over. So he's batted well as Australia go to 133 for 3.
Sweeps it into the boundary on the leg side.
Khawaja, aggressive. Well, maybe this is a sign that he feels like Mark Craig's found his rhythm and he doesn't want to let him just stay on that line and length. But the swing has just not been there for any of the bowlers.
Bowled him! That's the way to do it. Oh, and you wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. It is a no ball. Richard Ellingworth got his hand up early. It was a poor lead from Adam Voges. It came in nicely. It started outside off stump and angled straight in and cannoned it into the stumps.
This is not the first time in his career this has cost him either. A no ball. He has... Oh!
Well, he hasn't stood over the line. What do you do there? Refer that to the third umpire?
Why is that? Why is that a no ball?
I don't want to see that on the big screen, I'm telling you.
Well, hang on. If he'd taken a wicket and he'd overstepped the mark, it will get overturned. Now, why can't they overturn the not out in this circumstance? Because...
I agree.
Because it's a legitimate delivery.
I agree. Why cannot third umpire upstairs now tell them that that's actually a legitimate delivery? They'll check the other way.
Oh.
They can turn it, so why can't they turn it back?
I'm sorry, that's appalling.
Yeah, that's appalling. I agree.
Wait. He gets it through. First runs of the morning for Usman Khawaja, and he'll pick up a boundary. 150 comes up for Australia, 151 for 3. Shot, very nice. Good piece of timing, and it'll run across this outfield for 4.
Yeah, just got it at the middle of the bat. Adam Voges didn't try and hit it too hard. Just had to beat it off and it raced away.
Bouncer, but beautifully played. It really was. It was like he was expecting it, Khawaja. And he dealt to it. Into the 80s now, and Australia have drawn level. 183 for 3. Down the wicket this time and plays it beautifully down the ground for 4.
Yes, right on cue. Good use of the feet from Adam Voges. And soon as you hit the ball with any power in a gap, it just runs away.
Oh, the plan is the same, and today Australia mean to make it count by the look of it. It's 193 for 3. Didn't like the first one, try the second one. Doug Bracewell's gone round the wicket. Martin Guptill won't get this one, and he's the quickest of the bunch. 200 up now for Australia. They are forcing the pace.
Once again, wide of that off stump, but the pitch is playing so well. The ball has lost its hardness and just hit through the line. As long as you hit the gap, you just get value for runs.
Oh, he's dropped it short and he's got it away. Heading off down to the boundary. And it is another Test century for Usman Khawaja.
Yeah, Test century number 4. Usman Khawaja. The roll continues. The golden summer. Quality player. Has a very good 100. Fought through it. When the ball was nipping around a little bit yesterday. It was in quite early. Very early, in fact.
Got this away pretty fine. It'll be a scramble, but to no avail. Just straying down leg side, Anderson, and he paid the price.
Yeah, he's good at this, Adam Voges. He's a very strong onside player, as we've seen, and you just have to get a little bit of bat on that, use the pace of the bowler, and as we've talked about, the outfield, you do get plenty of those.
Just a bit of an edge, but controlled by Voges, and it's gone down to the boundary, and that's 50 for Adam Voges.
Adam Voges.
Not the most flowing innings from Adam Voges, but a very important one for his team. It was always going to happen, one felt today. And he's been rock solid with his mate at the other end. Slightly streaky shot, but you take them all as a batsman.
Another one drifting, but he's dropped it way too short. And Voges too good to miss out there too. Takes another boundary off the last ball of the over. 271 for 3.
No one down there with that field set, and that is just a poor delivery and too easy for Khawaja.
Well, it's getting ugly for New Zealand. A lead now 100. When you get to 150, 160, oh, that is tough work for anyone.
That one swung right into the middle of the bat.
Not the ideal start for Trent Boult, but magnificent for Usman Khawaja. Another beautiful cover drive. Notice the timing here. Didn't try and hit it too hard. His placement has been spot on this innings.
But it swung. That's the important thing for New Zealand.
Interesting ground this for viewing cricket. Oh, that's closer. Did straight in enough, yes! Yes, indeed, Khawaja. Now he has a decision to make, and he turns and goes. And finally, New Zealand break this long partnership. And that is a big, big blow. One of the best is on his way back.
Gee, they needed that, New Zealand. It was a 168-run partnership. Voges probably gave Khawaja the nod and said, "Yep, mate, that's a pretty good decision by the umpire. Don't worry about referring." It's slightly wide of the crease from Trent Boult. Angled it in, just straightened up nicely. Height would have been the only problem, but I think it's a very good decision. And a massive wicket for Trent Boult, and his first one of the innings.
Khawaja, outstanding again. Brilliant 140. It's 299 for 4.
Oh, that's pretty close too. Might have just been sneaking down leg side. It was swinging.
Yeah, I think it was going down. Oh, he's going to appeal. He's going to appeal. Not sure it's doing enough.
Kevin, there's a review for an LBW. We'll start
Sure
with
it's
the
pitched
front
in
foot.
line enough. I think it's landed maybe about leg stump and missing leg stump, or at best
Front foot's
just
good.
clipping
We'll
it.
move on to front arm, please.
Yeah, is it just the last throw of the dice with your referrals? It did come back. It moved a long way. It feels like it's missing
It looks
leg.
like it's missed the pad quite
No
well.
pad involved,
We've
so-
got to hot spot, leg side
I think
hot spot.
height's an issue, but it's got to be a full ball now, hasn't it?
Looks like he has hit it. Yeah, there's a good mark on hot spot. We'll go to RTS, please.
So it looks like the end of the reviews. Inside edge.
He's a very good umpire, isn't he? Richard Kettleborough. New Zealanders knew it straight away as soon as the hot spot came up.
Oh, it's in the air. And he's got it. What a cordon bowl by Trent Boult.
Well, that is absolutely incredible. That was firmly struck from Marsh. It was in the air, but Trent Boult just throws the right arm out and just sticks, and that is an incredible piece of cricket.
Got the feeling Mitch Marsh might have clipped his pad, and that's what threw the ball uppishly towards Boult. It is phenomenal effort from Trent Boult. He's surprised. It's not the first cracker he's taken here at the Basin Reserve. Go back a few years, but that is brilliant. Brilliant work. Mitchell Marsh goes without scoring, 299 for 5.
Big change coming over this game with the new ball having just been taken. Trent Boult has struck twice in this over. Peter Neville, the keeper, is in now.
Yeah, hell of an over to date. Just the breakthroughs, so important. We called it. It had to be done with the new ball, otherwise Australia were going to pinch the game. And that is just the most stunning catch. That is just brilliant.
Ooh, edgy. He's going to get runs. He's going to get 4 runs, but he certainly wasn't in control of it. And 300 comes up, but what an over from Boult. 303 for 5.
Shot. Gets through. Beats mid off. 14th boundary for Adam Voges as he moves into the 90s.
What a cracking shot. You could just hear like a gunshot as it hit the middle of the bat. On the up too. Benefit of the new ball. If it's not swinging, it comes off the bat twice as fast.
Over the top. And another boundary for Australia. And a second one for Pete Neville.
Short and wide from Southey. There's a groan in the crowd because they thought it was in the air, but it was beautifully played by Neville. Used the pace. Just got underneath it slightly. True wicket-keeper style.
He's come after it, and he's got a full toss, and he's put it away. And another Test century for Adam Voges.
Fantastic performance from Adam Voges. It's been well documented and talked about. He's had a lot of luck, but you've got to ride that luck, and he's done it magnificently well. He's been patient along the way and played a lot of good shots, and just such a steady performer for this Australian middle order.
Prolific. Got a bit of a gift, didn't he, to bring up the 100. Didn't get it brilliantly, but got it well enough. Purposely up and away and over all the fieldsmen who are up looking to save the single.
Oh, he got hit. He was a bit early. No real damage done. Got a bit of a smile on his face.
I think it's winded him. Didn't hit him that hard, but it's often where it hits you that's the problem. Here's this got him. He's got through the shot. Hasn't bounced as much. Oh, it's straight in the chest. That'll knock the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, in the sternum. So it knocks the wind out of you very quickly.
A little bit of elbow as well, wasn't it? That hurts as well, so it's a double banger.
Gets it away. Well, it's been a heavy traffic zone, that area for Adam Voges. The pitch has been too short and too wide. If you're going to bowl that one, you've got to either bring the deep square up and have a deep point, or that short one has got to be over the helmet. It's just too wide. High on the bat and over the top. It's a cracking delivery from Trent Boult. It was right on the money. Voges had a go at it and got away with it. Brings up 8 off the over. 393 for 5. Oh, a bit of extra bounce. A shout is given. It's worked. Anderson's got his first one. It's been a long day. He hasn't bowled a lot of overs, but he's got the rewards for the skipper.
Wow, we've been talking about Corey Anderson getting an opportunity. He's come on here. Looked like he got extra bounce. The angle went across Neville. He's trying to play it down to third man. Just a little bit cute and a fine nick through to Watling. Just a feather, only a tiny mark on hot spot, but it's a still day here in Wellington. Anderson's delighted, and so is New Zealand. They finally make the breakthrough and break the partnership at 96. Neville goes for 32, 395 for 6.
Well, Peter Siddle now. New Zealanders would feel that there is an end exposed. He's not the worst, Peter Siddle. One thing that won't do the tail is give it away. Siddle, Hazelwood, Lyon certainly will not be giving it away.
He's played that shot well today, and he's got great power in that shot too, and it's a forlorn dive at the ball, and it's yet another boundary for Adam Voges. In fact, he's hit a century in boundaries, 25 of them, 426 for 6.
Quicker one from Mark Craig. Just stayed on top of the bounce, Voges. Amazing now, you just find gaps, your timing's there.
Oh, he's got this away nicely. That'll run over the practice pitches and easily make it to the boundary. Not the most elegant of shots, but an effective one.
Well, he reached for it, but New Zealand's ominous point of view, it did hit the middle. He played a long way away from his body, but it's also the quality of the pitch.
One run over the top. All boundaries that hurt at this time of the night.
450 runs.
Brings up the 454 Australia. Not really in control of the Siddle. Did try and go and pop it over the top. He did do that. Probably didn't time it as well as he'd like.
It's just good batting, isn't it? It's good stuff. .267 the lead. This has been a very tough day for New Zealand. And it'll be a tough evening as well if they aren't able to pick up a couple of the next few overs. Well, top edge. This could go all the way. And it does quite comfortably.
Anderson went short. Siddle had given himself some room. Shows the pace of the pitch. Top edge. No doubt. No danger of being caught. Good thick edge.
Well played. That's gone away backward a point. And that'll be a boundary for Siddle. He's had his moments this morning, but he finishes that over well with a boundary. And it's 474 for 6.
That should be out, and it is. Finally, a breakthrough for New Zealand. Just when they thought it probably wasn't going to come for a while, it is Peter Siddle who chips a catch to mid-on.
And finally, Doug Bracewell, I think, gets a wicket. We're going to check the front foot again. The curse of the front line and Doug. I don't understand why they have to check that. That is so clearly behind the line. I don't know where their confidence levels have gone, the umpires. But however, having said that, he did stop on the shot, Peter Siddle. Corey Anderson takes the simplest of catches. 49. Really good knock, Peter Siddle. Outstanding stuff. 494 for 7.
Josh Hazlewood, the new batsman for Australia. Pretty handy with the bat.
Hazlewood, glorious cover drive to get off the mark.
Beautifully timed. A lot of boundaries get hit here at the Basin Reserve over the last couple of days. And yeah, that was sweetly timed. Not a lot of foot movement, but didn't need it.
In the air for a wee while. So some interest for maybe a short catcher at cover. Hanging back just a little bit, but the flow of the bat was very good, wasn't it?
Oh, that hurts as well. Thick outside edge and it races away. Brings up the 500 for Australia. 502 for 7. We get a couple. At least. It's a decent chase. Oh, it's a boundary. Racing away.
Way down on pace, Trent Boult. And this is just set up and asked to be hit. Just dispatched into the onside. Long way in front of square, and it's such a quick outfit. It's the last 5 or 6 metres here at Wellington, and it just wants to run away into the guttering.
Oh, taken, beautiful. He hit one uppishly there before, Josh Hazlewood, but this time it goes to Tim Southey.
Yeah, good theory. Really good theory. So kept the short cover in, as you suggested, Mark Richardson, and it is Tim Southey who has an exceptional pair of hands for a quick bowler. And this was pretty well timed. There's no issue there. Again for Doug Bracewell. Driven quite hard, timed quite nicely, just off the front foot. And it was a good sharp catch. Well taken. So Bracewell has a brace this morning. Hazlewood goes for 8. It's 508 for 8 now.
508 for 8.
Nathan Lyon, the new batsman. A couple of wickets this morning for Dougie Bracewell. I think he's done a good job. Just holding up the pitch, and that could be a sign of things to come for New Zealand. Definitely reckon Stephen Smith will be thinking about that position when Australia bowl.
Good, got it up there, but not too far up there. So it allowed Hazlewood the chance to get underneath it. Actually hit the ball pretty well. Wasn't hit badly. The bat did twist, but you sort of see that nowadays with most shots.
A little bit uppishly as well. So a successful over. 508 for 8. Edged. And has it? No.
He doesn't know. What he's saying is that I might have, I might not. And he says, I do not know, just hang around. So I think that's the perfect way to go about it. There is a possibility it carried. There is a possibility it might not. The umpires will be drawn into, they'll come, they have to look at it. They simply have to look at it. They really do. They have to ask for help.
I get the feeling, just trying to read Brendon McCullum's body language and what he was saying, that he actually doesn't think it's carried, but he's not totally sure. So fair enough, put it in the hands of the umpires.
Oh, let's hope his foot's behind the line. Yep, no problem there. Well, I think there's no problem there. A decent edge through Brendan McCullum.
Well, I don't know. Did it go straight into his left hand only? The right hand's not really involved here. Did it go straight into the left hand? This will tell us pretty much perfectly. Left hand's no, it bounced. I think it bounced. I think
I'm with you, Smithy.
Quite conclusive there.
Well, he bowled a half tracker to Usman Khawaja to bring up his 100. He bowled a full toss to Adam Voges to bring up his 100. That's through the offside. That'll take him to 199. Does he bring the field up?
He does. Look at him. It slipped Brendan McCullum. He's bringing them all up all right. Don't you worry. Davey Warner sits out the front with the captain. So captain, vice-captain out the front there. McCullum brings them all in. They want to create some sort of panic. They want to make sure that this run... Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Voges goes over the top here. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses his feet and hits it over the onside. Yeah, pitchy. Good pace.
He's got some discipline, Voges, hasn't he? He's got discipline, he's got patience.
He's been here for a long, long time. I'm not going to throw it away just by thinking about a 200.
No!
The pressure's more on Mark Craig.
I think it is. He's coming, though. He's coming, don't you worry. He's on his way. He's looking down this way. If he gets anything, it'll be now or the next ball. He won't want to leave it to chance. He'll want to make it his own moment.
Down the wicket and over the top. Beautiful batting from Adam Voges. His second double 100 in Test cricket. Magnificent batting in such a short Test career so far.
Wow, how about the similarity too, with the way he brought up his first 100. Full toss, hit away airily on the onside. Well played, Adam Voges.
203.
There's only one way to describe this man. This is a batsman that doesn't know how to get out.
Well, Chanderpaul was a hard man to get out, that's for sure. Right on the air, and he's really clobbered this. That is a great shot. And that is a 6. And that is a total rarity for Adam Voges.
Yes, he believes in the adage of keeping the ball on the ground, and that's why he's very hard to dismiss. But now batting with the tail, he's seeing the ball as good as you could possibly see it. And just a little shimmy down the crease. He knows, he just trusts the bounce, and just right out of the meat of the bat.
Oh, that's a catch and a half. Beautifully taken by Anderson. And Lyon is dismissed.
What is it with these caught and bowls by the left armers? That's just extraordinary again, to sort of have the presence of mind and the balance to be able to stick your hand out. And he's coming back at a reasonable sort of pace, and that's just a great catch from Corey Anderson. Following through after having bowled the ball. It's always difficult. And just, oh, that is an absolute ripper. Put him in a circus.
Wow, the catch and forward roll at the same time. Nathan Lyon dismissed for 3. Australia 5:32 for 9.
Last batsman for Australia, Jackson Bird. Fairly modest figures, but he's only played the 4 games. And he's started well. It's a single off the last ball of the over, so he'll retain the strike. 5:33 for 9.
Through the leg side, man in the deep won't get that one bounce. Beautifully put away with some pace as well.
Well, Doug Bracewell seems he's trying to play some shots. I think he's tried to get the Yorker in there and just got it horribly wrong.
that was too easy. It was wide around the wicket, no third man. Got the feeling Adam Voges lined that up quite early.
And nicely done, backing off. Had to reach somewhat for it, but glided it brilliantly.
And the wicket takes it on, mid-on. Won't get hold of that. He has got that right in the middle of the bat.
550 runs, 554 for Don.
He's also split the gap between the two fielders out there, so the placement's brilliant as well. It's not like he's just trying to have some fun there and a good old heave-ho. He's been able to place that right in the gap too.
Goes for that. Has he got enough on it? Yeah, I think he has. Didn't quite get it either.
Once again, if he hadn't quite got it, he still would have been fine because he's picked the gap nicely. At times, not an issue for Australia here. At all, so much time left in the game.
Yes. There it is. He's out. Double check it. Yep, he's definitely out. A caught and bowled another one. It's a third one for the innings. And that wraps up Australia, and that wraps up a wonderful, wonderful innings from Adam Voges. 239 of 364 deliveries. And finally, New Zealand can walk off the ground, but they'll walk off after Adam Voges. A wonderful dig. 2 double hundreds for him, averaging over 100 in Test cricket.
Adam Voges, 239 of 364.
Beautiful batting. And a massive lead now for Australia, 379. We're away. It's a good start, swinging back.
It's the last thing that New Zealand want to see the ball doing all of a sudden is swinging, and this does. Tom Latham's expecting Hazelwood's stock and trade delivery to go across him. But this one does not. He's drawn into the shot. It's an excellent start from Hazelwood. He wants to make Latham play all these deliveries. Inside edge onto back pad.
He doesn't often hook or pull. He certainly does on this occasion. Set up nicely, and he helped it on its way. No ball. So Jackson Bird will have to bowl the last ball of the over again.
Oh, Richard Illingworth. Jeez, what's going on out there? That's the second one that he's called that's not right. What's going on?
Got after this Guptill, and he's got a fair bit on it, and he's hit it away for 4. So it was a bonus ball, and he cashed in 17 without loss.
Shot.
Oh, good shot. Very good shot. Just picked it up and drop kicked it away through mid-wicket.
Well, it's good intent. That's what you got to do. You got to be playing your shots. You got to commit to your stroke. It's a decent hit though through the leg side. Don't think the ball was that bad. Might lose that third slip pretty quickly, Stephen Smith.
Well, one thing about Guptill, he won't lose the positive intent.
He shouldn't lose the third slip quickly with 356 on the board.
Goes again. Repeat.
Well, I'm thinking the third slip is in a catching position somewhere. I just don't think he's going to go to third slip. It might go to mid-wicket or cover. He's just angling into the leg side, isn't he, Pete Siddle? There's no swing there. And you see that there going sort of into the leg stump with the leg. It's a freebie.
again.
He's just got to readjust the bowling machine just a little bit now to try another shot.
We got a little pitch map of those three, because if they haven't pitched within about a handkerchief of each other, there's something wrong. Might have been a touch shorter, that one.
Glorious. Effortless. And worth 4 in the end, despite the efforts in the deep. And that is the 50 partnership for New Zealand. Very good start, 51 for none. They'll run away. It's, again, perhaps a little bit of risk involved in chasing that kind of delivery, but he'll take it.
Yeah, right off the toe end of the bat. Don't think it carried to slip. Wideish delivery and, oh no, bounced well in front of second slip. But yeah, there is risk when you start playing that far away from your body.
Up and over. Unusual, but very, very effective. And 11 runs from that Mitch Marsh over. And New Zealand are now 64 for none.
Oh, it's in the air. It's cover region. It's a tough one. Taken. That's brilliant. That is a brilliant catch from Mitchell Marsh. A little bit of drift from Nathan Lyon. The first wicket down.
Well, it's a bad shot. Really, really bad shot. Situation of the game. So many times Nathan Lyon, he's a good bowler. He gets no respect. They're just trying to hit him out of the ground. No foot movement. I'm not even sure where he was trying to hit that. Didn't need to play it. And once again, only into his 4th over Nathan Lyon, he picks up an easy wicket.
Go up to gone for 45, 81 for 1.
Mitchell Marsh, volley of Nathan Lyon.
Opening partnership has been broken by Nathan Lyon and Mitchell Marsh with a very good catch. Might not have looked exactly that, but it was tough. It was swirling around, back over his head. Kane Williamson's the new batsman.
Well, mate. On Nath, come on, Nath.
Record that has been much talked about, Kane Williamson's. He's out here because of this. Where was he trying to hit it? Good question, Brendan Julian.
Nicely played, Williamson. He hit 4 scintillating boundaries in the first innings before getting out.
Yeah, trademark, really. Plenty of space for him in that cover point region. Just gets it a little bit in front of square. He's a fine player of that shot. He does it. It's coaching book material. He plays a lot of those square shots with both feet off the ground. But he plays them so late and directly under the right eye there.
Oh, lovely shot. Too short, too wide.
Well, this is option 2 of the cut shot, courtesy of Kane Williamson. Plays it later. Ball doesn't bounce as much, so he stays down on the shot, which is great. And he hits that wide of the man at gully. Hits it later on the back. And just see how late he hit it. It was much, much further past the eye line than the previous one that we showed you.
Well, that's gone high. He wasn't really in control of that at all. And it's going to stagger. No, not quite to the boundary. And a bit of a scramble down at the bowler's end. The running wasn't great. The shot was average, but the throw was good. And Tom Latham gets 50.
Well deserved. Gritty sort of innings. Played some good shots, played some loose shots, but he's still there, and that's the key thing. You can't make runs when you're back in the shed. And he should be thinking, that's a good start, 50. Okay, it's a good base. I've got in. I know the pitch. Not easy to play the shot against Mitch Marsh because he's quicker than what you think. Gets on you and gets a bit of extra bounce.
He didn't do much about it, did he, Latham? And just after he hit it, he let out a little because he was in an awkward position. And you had been deceived and you had been beaten.
Just a little edge there. A little edge. It's done a little bit. Decked away a touch, and Williamson has got a faint one.
It's been a tremendous spell, this, from Josh Hazlewood. He's been probing around about that off stump, just getting a little bit of movement with the older ball. Bit of reverse swing, and that ball just leaving Kane Williamson. He's dabbled around there a couple of times. This occasion is just the faintest of edges. And Josh Hazlewood celebrates what is a big wicket for the Australians. Kane Williamson departs. He's made 22. The score now 2 for 1-2-1.
Caught by Peter Neville from the bowling of John.
Big wicket for Australia. Kane Williamson departs. Henry Nicholls on debut.
Off stop.
Job to do. Hazlewood absolutely right in the middle of a good spell.
Come on in, boys.
Flips that away nicely. Good piece of timing from Nicholls. You'll pick up 4.
Lovely shot by Nicholls. Hazlewood has been going across him. This time he's tried to swing the ball back in, the reverse swing to trap the LBW. He was interested, but Nicholls held his balance beautifully. Started to shape back in, but nice straight bat and timing. So again, you see the plan, across, and then bring one back.
How was that?
Well, he just about went for it with his glove there, Tom Latham. 130 for 2 at the end of the over.
You let it chest it away?
Have to have a look at this. He's done so well. He saw the hand go towards it. He thought about it for a moment and then chested it away. Good effort.
Brilliant. You cannot, natural reactions to whack it with the hand, but to get the chest, went high enough. The hand come off the bat, yeah, bang. It's lucky they do those drills and warm-ups. They play a lot of football to get warmed up. He did really well, Tom Latham. Smart thinking.
Nicholls sweeps, and sweeps hard for 4.
That's a good shot. Ball just slightly drifting down. And firmly struck just in front of square. Great shot.
Hit him, bully!
Oh, that's out. Well, get there, and he does.
Oh. Nervous moment. Yeah, needed a direct hit. Yeah, more of a direct hit, but I don't... Oh, gee, really late. Yeah, a bit better throw.
Well, they are having a good chat about that. A really good chat about it, and with good cause as well, because it's yet again another risk that you do not need to take in this situation for the sake of one cheeky run.
It was Latham who wanted the cheeky run, and it would have led to Nicholls being run out. You often find that with the batsman who's come down the wicket, thinks he can make the single on the run, forgets about his mate at the other end. Doesn't realise that if it's that tight, both ends come into play.
Oh, bold go, we're bold.
That'd be 4.
Beautiful shot. Really nice shot. Just drifted into the leg stump. But you're right with that run out. I don't think Nicholls thought it was going to go to the keeper's end. Latham thought he was probably running to the danger end.
Down the wicket, hasn't hit it. This is a chance. It won't be easy. Get it under it. Gone. It's another disappointing dismissal. This time Latham.
Geez, he gets a lot of wickets at mid-off and mid-on. Nathan Lyon, a lot of batsmen try and take him over the top. And I just got the feeling that Tom Latham just pulled out of that shot. He stopped. He wasn't there, and then he just... shelled it. He knew it straight away. Hit it against the spin. Got the outside of the bat. And in the end, good movement from Usman Khawaja, but got there easy. And you've got to say, the 2 wickets that Nathan Lyon has got to have been soft dismissals. So Tommy Latham does all the hard work, but falls for 63. 157 for 3.
63 called by Usman Khawaja.
Brendan McCullum comes in for his final innings for New Zealand at this ground.
He'll be interested to see how he plays at the moment. I'm just worried, will he sort of play his natural game, attacking game, or sort of rein it in a little bit to get through to stumps?
I'm good. Come on, guys. Bold.
He's played that pretty well. It's gone backward a point. He might have been trying to get it further square, but it's gone to the boundary for 4.
He's very strong through the point region, Henry Nicholls. Trying to take the ball away off the middle of the bat. He breaks the wrist, and that's what takes it square. He'll take that. He'll feel like he's earned that.
Oh, just away. It's gone to the boundary, but it was streaky.
There's cries of catch it from the Australian fieldsman. Just playing away from the body a little bit, in the air for a long time, and just past the diving Jackson Bird.
And that happens when you get a little bit negative, isn't it? You're trying to get through to stumps, and that's a shot he'd normally just whisk through point a million miles an hour. But he's thinking about leaving or being more defensive. It's amazing how 1 or 2 overs at the end of the day just completely change the way you play.
Up they go. And he's given. Long deliberation from the umpire. And I wouldn't mind betting McCullum will challenge this. Yep.
And the DRS has been sought.
There's nothing on hotspot. We'll go to RTS. RTS, please. Yep, you can go on to, there's nothing on the bat, you can go on to virtual eye. Virtual eye coming up. Three reds, kids, you can stay with your decision.
Oh, that is out.
You're on screen now, yep.
That is out. And what a blow that is. Struck by Australia. Right on stumps as McCullum goes. LBW to Marsh for 10. And New Zealand are now 178 for 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan McCullum.
Well, that's a real shame. New Zealand needed Brendan McCullum there overnight. He walks off to a good round of applause.
Corey Anderson, I agree, Simon, he played very well. But then, in the first innings, he had one of those brain fades and it hit line over the top and then straight to mid off the next ball. They need to watch how to build an innings and how to have application at Voges. I don't know if you hit the ball in the air unless you got a full toss and hit it over the in-ring.
Mitch Marsh to continue his 10th over, got 3 deliveries left. Slightly into the breeze, but as I said, a reverse swung into McCullum, into the right-hander, so this one will go a little bit away to Corey Anderson. Pete Siddle, well, he's back out there. I'm not sure he can bowl straight away because he was off the ground a fair bit yesterday, late in the afternoon. Here we go. Pulled away, that's a good shot. Got inside and picked it up early. And that will be the first boundary of the morning.
Really good shot from Henry Nicholls. He's been patient. This is one of his strengths. The fielder's up. He was able to hit it in front of square, which is a good area to hit it because it was outside off stump.
Close, very, very close, given. Beautiful piece of bowling this from Mitch Marsh. Corey Anderson, he's been patient. He's been out there for 21 deliveries. He's just looking at Nicholls and thinking, should I review it?
But it's not going over. It is not going over. There's one gone. He's going to go. He's going to use it.
And the DRS has been
He's going to use it.
Kevin, we have a referral for LBW. We'll start
The thing with this is that the reviews restart with the next new ball, so there is only 12 overs. So don't think it's a bad review as far as that's concerned, but gee, it looked good. It's the one that comes back in. It's exactly what Steve Smith was asking.
Yep, looks like he's missed this, but we'll
Hazelwood for the last over. I don't.
Leg side hotspot.
Well, I tell you now, it's just out. It's crashing in.
Well,
he
I
hasn't hit it.
Yeah, I think Corey Anderson knows that as well, but I agree. It's not a selfish
rock and roll it,
sort of referral, because you're right. You get a new one. You get it back after
Can we
the
have
80 overs.
RTS on this?
Yeah, I think that's hitting middle and leg halfway up.
Yeah,
Pitched in
no
line,
problem there. No problem at all.
Impact in line, hitting wickets. All three Reds kids. You can stay with your decision.
Yeah, the decision will stay with Richard Kettleborough. Beautiful bowling from Mitch Marsh. The plan was set. It was stump to stump, get that ball to shape back in, tail away, but
Corey Anderson, LBW to
Corey Anderson goes for a duck. 185 for 5.
New Zealand 185.
BJ Watling. Well, he has scored 100 at this ground, featuring a decent partnership with Brendan McCullum. This will be a different challenge for him, though. The hardest bit about batting here today, I reckon, is the first half an hour, just getting in. Corey Anderson, he toiled hard, he played well, but he went out there for 21 deliveries, didn't score a run, but got a good delivery from Mitch Marsh. Feeling this will be coming in late. He's away. Oh, chopped on just past the off stump. Nicholls wanted to let it go, but it just came back nicely. Good over this from Mitch Marsh, 190 for 5.
Ready, mate?
Oh, this could be tight. Oh, it was always tight. In fact, it's going for overthrows, and that will be 50 for Henry Nicholls.
Very nice.
And 50 runs.
Take that. 51 for Henry Nicholls. Well deserved. Just
Is 51 off 100.
just a small acknowledgement, because he knows he's got a lot to do here. 50 is simply not enough, but underneath he'll be very pleased with this. A significant contribution. And a little milestone, a couple of milestones actually, you throw on the record as well on debut.
Beautifully bowled. Beautifully bowled out of the rough from Nathan Lyon. Pushed it through a little bit quicker. It might have been a bit of a bottom edge. But Henry Nicholls, after 56, was looking good. Sorry, Watling, I should say. Just did not move the feet.
Went to cut the off spinner and it turned. He's able to get drift away. So looking to go the offside. Pad, then bat, and then to off stump. Cramped him. Great off spinner's dismissal. He spoke this morning about using flight and guile with you, Brendan Julian. Well, today he's done it against BJ Watling. He goes for 10, 214 for 6.
Bowled by Nathan Lyon.
Dougie Bracewell averaging 13.32. He's a better player than that. I guess we keep saying it, though. High score 47. Played really well in the Adelaide Test, actually, Doug, particularly in the second innings. But the GOAT, as they call him across the Tasman, best off spinner of all time for Australia, is starting to show his wares on this fourth day pitch. Got gifted a couple yesterday, but he certainly earned the one this morning with a beautiful piece of bowling and deception.
On, Nate.
Oh, a little inside edge, tentative little push forward from Bracewell.
Well, he built to this, and BJ Watling got a clue very early on in the piece. when he went off the front foot and that ball turned back, and he should have been aware of the fact that he can turn it out of that same spot. This time, though, he goes back to a fullish length delivery, and when it turns that much, he cannot make the adjustment and play it with a straight bat. The bat is angled, and for that reason, he got himself in all sorts, BJ Watling, but was really good bowling. But I think if he had his moment again, he might have got something a bit further down the pitch to meet it. Couple here for Henry Nicholls.
Hasn't tried to be extravagant at all. If it's short, he gets in beside and pulls it.
Yeah, he's been very organised. And what's been impressive, very square of the wicket, both on the on and off side. Not a lot straight.
And just when we said that, he's cleaned him up. Jackson Bird has picked up his first wicket for the Test match, and it's an important one too. Henry Nicholls departs after a very good batting performance. Maybe just been a little bit late on it.
The commentator's curse. Front foot's fine. Just talking about how well he's playing, and he has played well. And he's missed really a half volley, just come off the pad. Bit fuller than that. Maybe looks to go a bit square, but he works so hard, and we'd pumped him up. He falls for 59 on debut. New Zealand now 218 for 7.
Very good. 59 from 134, bowled by Jackson Birds.
Number 7 goes down for New Zealand. Mark Craig, the new batsman. Good average there of just under 40. And Henry Nicholls, good performance, just tried to probably hit it too square or was late on it. Very happy Jackson Bird as well. You see his bat there, just trying to work it through the square leg region.
Yeah, I think he did, and when he looks back here, he wasn't bowled leg stump, he was bowled off stump. Boundary to start with for Mark Craig. It's the area that I think Henry Nicholls was looking to hit that delivery, but if you take a look here, he might have just misjudged the line a wee bit as well, because this has come and hit off stump. It might have taken a bit of a deflection, but the fact of the matter is he is trying to hit a relatively straight delivery too square.
Good shot. Wow. That's a beauty from Bracewell.
Where's this come from? Shot of the morning. That's classic. Bat has really struggled today, really. Henry Nicholls played some good shots, but that's the shot of the morning.
That's close. That is very, very close. Now we might see a review on this one. Did he hit it? Or did the bat just hit the pad?
Bat's hit the pad, I think.
10 seconds, lads.
It certainly seemed. It seemed back towards that leg stump. Is it going to hit enough of the leg stump? Front foot first.
Yeah, front foot's fine. We'll move on to front on.
All good.
Oh, that's close. That is close. That is out. Bracewell dismissed, and they'll be struggling to appeal this one.
Well, they're going to talk about it, so Mark Craig thinks there might be something to talk about and review about.
10 seconds, lads.
Yep. Mark Craig was the one that came from the other end. He made a long march down towards Doug Bracewell, so we'll have a look at this one.
Well, unless he's hit it, or unless it's a no ball, and there's no problem with that.
Yeah, front foot's good. We'll move on to
so
front
unless
on.
he's hit it, he's stone dead, isn't he? Surely. What's it done here?
Yep, looks like pad first.
Yeah, no,
have a look at hotspot.
That's just crashing the top and middle.
Hotspot is his only chance for mine. Is there anything there?
Yep,
no.
There's nothing on hotspot. We'll go to RTS.
I think you're right, Simon. Only has to hit the stumps now, and it doesn't have to hit a whole lot of them because it's been given out on the field.
Looks like he has missed this.
I think it's
we can
hitting
roll on to
top of middle.
Ball tracking now. Yep.
Top of middle, and the news for Doug Bracewell is about to be a little sad, I think.
Hitting in line. on-field call on the wickets. You can stay with your decision, kids. You're on screen now.
Top of middle, bang on. So away he goes. Doug Bracewell dismissed for 14, and it's 242 for 8.
The bowling of Josh.
New batsman Tim Southey to join Mark Craig with the dismissal of Doug Bracewell. LBW to Hazelwood.
What are they talking about here? Tim's played 47 test matches. Anyway, it's another good one. Yeah, they bowl well, they bowl straight. They've got a little bit of assistance off this pitch with the new ball, etc. And he's been called upon quite a lot, hasn't he? Richard Kettleborough, because they have bowled straight.
Yes, all right. End of the over, 242 for 8. Away it goes. He's picked it up nicely, has Southey, and it's gone to the fence. Just straight onto leg stump, and Southey knew what to do.
Yeah, not by much, but that is Tim Southey. He's a free-flowing striker, not a defender, and he will take opportunities with this aggressive field to try and pick up runs.
Comes down straight this time. Lovely shot. That's going to go all the way. It's a big hit by Southey.
Well, they're better than the shots at the top order, and they tried to take on Nathan Lyon. Good use of the feet. Nice, clean hit. Just good connection.
Southey already holds the test record for the most sixes by number 9. Now one short of the most sixes by number 10. He's trying this time. It's gone straight up. Has he got enough on it? He has. Looking dangerously there, Southey. 98 overs gone. 283 for 8. Here he comes, Southey. There's a man back there. Has he got enough on it? He has. It's gone up on the embankment again.
Gee, that's a courageous shot. Didn't quite get it. Man back. 2 men back, 3 men back, and cleared it easily.
Oh, I'm not too sure I approve him trying to hit it over the top of boundary fielders.
That is a good shot. That's a cracking shot by Tim Southey. It's a 50 partnership between him and Mark Craig.
Hey, well, it's been some good shots, some top order shots. It's as good as anything. Rock forward, then push back. Middle of the bat.
Well, now Tim Southey has the most sixes. He's equal with Fred Truman with 16 as a number 10 batsman. So he's got the record for number 9, and he's one more for number 10. He's trying again. This time he's gone straight over the bowler's head, and there's the record for Tim Southey.
He wouldn't know that, would he? I don't think he'd know that record. It just seems like a natural shot. I reckon Nathan Lyon might be thinking going around the wicket to him just to change that angle. It's just in the arc at the moment.
Runs for New Zealand.
It's hit him in the backpack. Jeez, he didn't have no idea where that was.
Southey on 48. This time he's dragged it. The fielder's getting underneath it. And one time too many for Tim Southey. And he falls to the trap.
Well, he could ask the question, should he have kept going, trying to hit him over the fence? Nathan Lyon was happy to get it up there. Just took it a little bit wider, didn't he? It was good bowling from Nathan Lyon. Just got outside that arc. Looked a little bit awkward there from Usman Khawaja, but a good wicket for Australia, and looked like it was a matter of time. Tim Southey goes to 48, 3-0-1 for 9.
New batsman is Trent Boult, who's non-striker's in. As the batsman's crossed. Tim Southey, 48 off 23 deliveries.
Nice, V, well done.
He was on track.
There we go.
It's the end of the over, 301 for 9. Uses his feet this time. This time he does get it. That's gone a long way back over the side screen. And it's taken in the crowd finally. It's the end of the over, 308 for 9. Mark Craig hits it well. Lovely timing.
Well, you've got to say it's a decent pitch. It's a decent pitch to bat on. Not too many gremlins, yes. He's turning the ball Nathan Lyon, but outside of that, it's a pretty good track to get some runs on.
Gives himself room. Straight pull, or strapple as it's known. It's going to make it all the way to the boundary. Entertaining.
Oh, he always said it was a quick outfield. Cross-court topspin.
That's that shot you said's hard to play. You're right. In the gap, though. Brendan Julian shaking his head up here. He's not quite sure what to make of it.
Good effort. It was a really good effort.
Right, where does he go now? Outside off and bowled him. Mitchell Marsh, ironically, ends the test match. Gets his 3rd wicket. He's been brilliant today. And Australia wrap up the first test. A comprehensive win. They win by an innings. As Marsh went full and straight. And Bolt was outside off stump.
Clinical display by the Australians. Mitch Marsh getting Brendan McCullum late last night was a big key for it. Josh Hazlewood's bowled really well. Picked up 4 on the first innings. Nathan Lyon's bowled well. It's been some good display from all the Australians. Muslim Khawaja there with 140 and Adam Voges with a big double.
So there it is.
And wrap it up inside 5 days here at the Basin Reserve.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.